I'm back out here working in the garage today. In the last video, I left off with mentioning that I need to disassemble the front before I get the front kit in. I'm gonna completely disassemble one side, take both the upper and lower control arms off along with the coil spring and shock. And one side I'm going to leave the control arms on just so I have a reference to go back to, but I do need to get the spindles off of both sides because I have to ship those back for a core. The new kit comes with new spindles that have already been opened up for the ball joints. So yeah, let's get to it. So I figured I'd show y'all how seized up these wheel bearings were on these damn spindles, man. That was not fun. Both sides were like this. I just beat one of the studs out, put a bolt through there, and then threaded the bolt in. You have to hold that nut with a wrench, which you can get, up in here, or actually be in here to hold that nut, and then you just thread that bolt in, and that bolt pushes on the spindle and pushes the wheel bearing off. And I had to do that several times. Run the bolt in, take a chisel, beat it a little bit, loosen the bolt back up, heat it up again, and repeat the process. I think I did it 3 or 4 times on that deal before it finally broke free. You can tell that these are the stock wheel bearings. Been on here since '05, I would assume. I would have taken the brake rotor off to make it a little easier, but these are the original brake rotors too, I would assume, because that bolt is still in there holding them on and you can never get it off. I actually snapped one off. In the passenger side one, I knew better. I shouldn't even have attempted it. Able to find a way to work the wrench in there back behind the rotor. Yeah, I finally got it off, so I call that a success. All right, so now that I got the control arms off of the passenger side, which is the side that I'm gonna weld the plate for the front kit on first, gonna go ahead and cut off these tabs for the upper control arm and this big thing where the coil spring sat, along with the bump stop mount. The plate that comes with the front kit, it just goes and butts up against the frame, so you have to get all that stuff off, so it'll obviously sit up flush on there. If I can figure it out, I'll put a link to that front kit in here. But yeah, gonna attempt to get it off with the cutoff wheel, just cut little sections off. If I can't get it that way, I'll break out the plasma cutter, but want to try to avoid that. So here we go. right, so I've got everything cut off and ground down. This piece up here, I'm not really sure where I need to massage this at until I get the plate in, because this piece goes back behind the motor mount and is kind of a structural piece. So I want to keep all that intact that I can. Just hold the plate up there from the front kit and see where I can massage it along with this piece here. I'm not sure if that needs cut off, which it ends right here underneath the frame, but if I don't have to cut that off, I won't. This bump stop that was sitting right here, there's a bump stop that mounts to this and then sits out here. There was probably 5 pounds of dirt stuffed in there. I took a screwdriver and beat it in that hole and tried to scrape all the stuff out of there that I could. I am going to spray some rust reformer up in that hole just to try to save what's there. When you get a bunch of dirt and stuff in there, you know, obviously it's gonna rust. So get a little rust reformer on there and give me a little extra peace of mind that it lasts a little longer. But once I get the plate on there, I'll probably weld a little square right here so you know, nothing can get in there in the future. But yeah, man, looks pretty good. Wasn't terrible other than firing up the plasma cutter. I smoked out the garage and caught my engine blanket on fire, which wasn't a big deal. I just blew it out and put a piece of metal up there. But I hate using that thing. It's always smokier than hell in here when you're using it, but it is a lot easier than that cutoff wheel. It allows you to get into places that you can't. Until I get the front kit, I'm kind of at a standstill. Thanks for watching. Come back for the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.